Hello everyone, my name's Robert Bomar. I'd like to read a few chapters out of the King James Version Bible. I'd like to start today in Isaiah chapter 56, verse 17. Even them will I bring to my holy mountain and make them joyful in my house of prayer. Their burnt offerings and their sacrifice shall be accepted upon mine altar, for mine house shall be called an house of prayer for all the people. Then I'd like to turn over to Matthew chapter 21 verse 13. And said unto them, It is written, My house shall be called the house of prayer, but ye have made it a den of thieves. Then I'd like to turn over into St. Mark chapter 11:17. And he taught, saying unto them, Is it not written, My house shall be called of all nations the house of prayer, but ye have made it a den of thieves? And then I'd like to also turn over to St. Luke chapter 19 verse 46. Saying unto them, It is written, My house is the house of prayer, but ye have made it a den of thieves. And again, I'd like to turn over to St. John chapter 2 verse 16. And said unto them that sold doves, Take these things hence, make not my Father's house an house of merchandise. See, Jesus even telling you right there. So I don't know where everybody gets all these different denominational names for their church, because it says here, God's house shall be called a house of prayer for all the people among all the nations and for everybody. So it's one house, house of prayer. I don't know where everybody gets all these denominational names, because that ain't what the Bible says. They're reading the Bible, but they're not obeying, they're not listening. They're not listening to what it says. My house shall be called a house of prayer among all nations, but you made it a den of thieves. And then we'll read it. It says, Take these things hence, make not my Father's house an house of merchandise. So don't bring no money in there. Don't pass no offering tray. A house of prayer means for praying only. It don't mean money involved. We don't want money in there. God don't want no money, no kind of merchandise, no kind of CDs, no kind of DVDs, no kind of recordings, no kind of musical. You can have singing and all. Don't bring no money in there. The house of prayer means house of prayer. It don't mean all these denomination churches. It means a house of prayer for everybody. And then there's no conflict. House of prayer. Anybody can go in. Any person that's any race, it don't matter who you are. You can go into the house of prayer and pray. That's what it's for. It's nothing to do with money. My house shall be called a house of prayer, and that's God's house. God's house shall be called a house of prayer. And thank you. And my name's Robert Bomar. And pray for me, and I'll pray for you again. And thank you so much.